Dr. Althaf, I want to ask you, come to you first. We've heard Veena George. We've heard several doctors. Rajiv Jayadevan was with me yesterday, who did this show with me. Now, today I have you. You are very well known when it comes to, community medicine. Everyone is saying, do not panic, do not panic. But the point is, in a span of 1 month, there have been 10 deaths, Dr. Althaf. I know that deaths are also relative. Maybe you look at it in a relative fashion. But the point is that what is going on?
Actually, right now I would like to emphasize for the word no panic. Actually, we have to give more emphasis for this. Actually, we have to convey the message that there should not be any panic in this situation. Even WHO, World Health Organization, declared the end of pandemic or end of the stage of public health emergency in May 2023 itself. So there is no concern about COVID variant so far. And the recent variant JN.1 is a subvariant of Omicron, which is having a note of lighter manifestations, very with regard to mortality as well as the morbidity. Comparing with all other strains, actually, it is very. The only thing is it spread faster, as well as it has the capability of immune escape.
You are absolutely, Dr. Althaf, you are absolutely right. Yesterday when I did the show, I always say, no panic. The more you panic, the more mistakes you are bound to make. Even a little child knows, when you take the child for an injection or a shot, we always say, look at that tree, look at that beautiful picture, do not panic. We are trained to not panic. But the point is, there is a very thin difference between being not panicking and being totally blasé about it. For instance, let me tell you, as a journalist, in Kerala, I saw some protest yesterday. No one was wearing a mask. Why?
Actually, wearing mask as a strategy during the ongoing stages of a pandemic or in a situation of public health emergency. But right now there is no such situations, and wearing mask by the public is to prevent the community spread of a pandemic or an epidemic at that situation. Here, actually, there is no such situation existing right now, and we have to promote wearing mask, especially in crowded places and hospitals. Actually, we can promote that thing, but actually we cannot make it mandatory at this point.
No, and it's not about mandatory, sir. I mean, I'm not saying anyway. I'll come back to you, Dr. Bagai. This subvariant, this JN.1, there are different reports, I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I want you guys to actually decode it for me. One of the points is that, this variant has an enhanced ability to evade human antibody response. Dr. Bagai, for the benefit of the viewers, what does that mean?
Hi, good evening. Thank you for having me. Good evening to all the viewers. So let me break it down at a layman language, but a molecular level.
Yeah.
These particular variants, it's not only JN.1, which is more dominant now. About 18% of the global sequential genomic sequences is of JN.1, but there's JN.2, 0.3, 0.4, going up to 0.7.
Okay.
But this particular one is a breakaway of the Pirola, which was BA 2.86. And unfortunately, this has added on to a sleeping mutant of Pirola, a particular specific mutation, which is LS455. What this particular amino acid mutation does is, it makes your binding sites closed for the antibodies to protect you. So your cells in your upper respiratory tract are left vulnerable and open to attack from the virus. These are convergent mutations. That means a lot of synonymous and non-synonymous repeat mutations happen very closely clustered together in the genomic code of the virus. And the antigenicity is very different from compared to the previous mutations. What this immune evasion does is it breaks away from a double vaxxed or a triple vaxxed, or indeed now there are reports from 4 vaxxed patients, even with the updated bivalent vaccine, it has a greater breakthrough infection, a greater recurrent, what we call as reinfection, and the so-called hybrid immunity, what we are now calling as immune imprinting, is now a passé. It's a thing of the past. Hybrid immunity is not giving you adequate protection. The particular virus, once it enters into the body, it releases a huge, this particular one of JN.1, it releases a huge amount of what we call as coefficient energy, and it binds on to your cells. But it doesn't bind to the ACE receptor cells. So it is more transmissible, it is more immune invasive, but at the cost of being less binding to your ACE receptors, but it has an alternate path to enter.
It all sounds very scary, but of course you are the doctors, you must know. Dr. Althaf, is it true that this JN.1 spreads very rapidly? Is it true that it spreads where it may not be something which may, lead to dangerous proportions, but it spreads very, very fast? Is that right or not really?
I can give a specific answer for this particular question. Only while we are testing all the influenza-like illness cases, if we are testing in that scenario only, we can say the infection is spreading very fast, and it is going to make more mortality like that. Right now, Kerala has tested more, so we got more number of cases. In other states, if we test more tests we conduct in other states, we will get more cases from other states as well in other countries. Many, almost I think more than 70 countries reported this JN.1 variant. So and almost all places it is reported like having less morbidity and less mortality like that. So in our context, if you want to say like that, for your question, we have to test a large number of cases, suspected cases.
All right.
Then only we can say.
Okay, Dr. Bagai and Dr. Althaf, please do stay with us, because ladies and gents, I'm taking a break right now, and I'll be back, and we are discussing something which is very important and concerns all of us, a new subvariant of COVID. Don't go away, coming back in a jiffy.
हमारी नारी शक्ति को सशक्त करने से ही देश सशक्त होने वाला है।
हर महीने महिलाओं को 1500 रुपए प्रति माह दिलवाया जाएगा।
What Nitish Kumar did to provide cycle to girls, so they could safely, quickly move out of the house, go to school, and quickly come back. Ching, 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 ching.
माँ अन्नपूर्णा तू ही, माँ अन्नपूर्णा है तू ही वीणा वादनी, हे शक्ति स्वरूपा जगदम्बा, हे नारी तू नारायणी।
News is now content. Just stream it. Download the world's first news OTT, News9 Plus, ahead of the curve.
Welcome back. We're discussing about this new subvariant, which is JN.1, and due to which the 10 deaths have been reported in Kerala. There is also a high alert in neighboring Karnataka, where everybody above the age of 60 has been advised to wear a mask and avoid crowded places. I'm being joined by Dr. Althaf, who is a professor community medicine, Government Medical College, Thiruvananthapuram, and Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, chairperson, Nephron Clinic. Dr. Bagai, I want to come to you and ask you, if WHO said no more, I mean, when that happened, announcement happened, we all heaved a sigh of relief. It's almost like, okay, we've all been through it, and thank God for small mercies that some of us are still alive. I lost a lot of friends. Sure, the world lost a lot of friends and relatives. But tell me, Dr. Bagai, this is one question which we need to ask, because I'm getting a lot of queries. Do we have to live with this forever, Dr. Bagai? Some mutation, some subvariant, something or the other?
I think this is a very pertinent question. I think the nature of an RNA virus is to continue to mutate. It's an evolution. This expected or rather unexpected combination mutation of adding on a very, very slippery mutation which is making it more invasive, more immune invasive, is unfortunate. But I think over a period of time, this is bound to find some sort of level in a community, what we call as community acquired immunity. Although a true level of endemicity will never be achieved because it will continue to mutate. The fortunate thing is this is not as deadly, as infective, as lethal as the Delta wave, the second wave in India is, but it is still much more than the original BA.2, which is the Pirola. So I think we will have patients who are coming in with high-grade fever, persistent new cough. This is a very important feature. Persistent new cough, upper respiratory symptoms, headache, chills, gastrointestinal symptoms, rashes, eye infections. So I think the index point here is early diagnosis, early isolation, therefore no panic. If you isolate yourself, in all probability, 99% of the time, without comorbidities and any predisposing illnesses, you will recover spontaneously. There is no need of any antibiotics, no need of combination painkillers, just simple paracetamol, isolate yourself, but testing is important, and I think that's where most of the areas in India are lagging behind. Over to you.
All right. That's very well said, Dr. Bagai. Dr. Althaf, tell me something. You know, there is also a miscommunication and rather misreporting. They're saying, oh, it's happening in Kerala. I mean, I would like to remind ladies and gents that the kind of example Kerala set, and under Shailaja teacher as we knew her, and also Veena George, they've done a stupendous work. It's not only about that both are women, but which is of course a great thing. But you know, we became an example across the world, the way Kerala could actually control COVID and has also been working relentlessly towards putting a lid on Nipah. So, it's not as if it only happens in Kerala, maybe Kerala tests much more than what you and I do in different states. Tell me something, Dr. Althaf, is it true that the person, the elderly woman around 79, they say somewhere close to Kannur, was it? You know, who was detected with this virus, it was tested and it was found to be this subvariant. Was it also because Kerala has a heavy traffic of people going in and out of the country?
Yeah, that might be another reason. Almost we have almost 4 international airports and around 10,000 passengers traveling through these airports every day. So anyway, there is a chance of, regarding the spread of pandemics or epidemics, especially the newly emerging infections. One important reason is the migration of people and international travel, increased international travel. Kerala actually, in that case, actually Kerala is an example of large number of people are traveling, but the migration is going on like that. So there is a chance for getting new infections getting introduced first in Kerala. There's a chance. Another reason is, as you mentioned earlier, we have a very robust surveillance system, and that is why we are detecting it early. That's another reason. So of course, all other factors are common for all other states across India. The climatic changes and the environmental variations, everything actually it is prone to spread more new infections, especially the density of population, all other things. But Kerala, actually, the particular points are, one thing is the large number of migrant population as well as the international travel. That is important.